100 advanced tips and tricks in Rust that will bring your gameplay to the next level. From the most basic and essential tips for beginners to some of the most unique and surprising tricks that even pro players don't know. We're gonna cover all the main features of the game, such as building, PvP, game settings, useful keybinds and general gameplay. And that's only a small part of today's video. I guarantee you won't know all of these. So let's make a deal. Right now, hit that like button below. And if I can't blow your mind at least 10 times, then you can take a like back. With that said, let's start with the tip number 1. If you attach an industrial adapter to a box in your loot room, you'll be able to spy through the ceiling and see what's going on around your base, while being completely safe. You can hide your sleeping bag inside the ceiling. To do this, build a triangle foundation with a half wall and add 3 ceilings above it. Next, build another triangle in front of the first one, but make it higher. Jump on this foundation. As you can see, I can adjust the height at which I place the sleeping bag, so I can fit it completely into the ceiling, just like this. From the outside, this sleeping bag will not be visible from the top or bottom, so it will be impossible to break it. As you know, once you've blown a door, you can't put another door back in place, because of this block that's blocking the passage. However, this doesn't work with windows. After the explosion, no block will appear in place of the window, so you can immediately put a new window in place. If you want to make an unusual shooting floor, you can use a small box. If you put it normally, there won't be any gaps at the bottom. However, you can raise it slightly above the window, creating a gap at the bottom, through which you can shoot your enemies. You can place the locker inside the airlock and it won't block the passage. All you need to do is rotate all the walls and doorways so that the hard side faces inwards. Lean your back against the corner behind you and place the locker in front of you as close to the wall as possible. Pick up the front door, place it outwards, and that's it. You can build the roof on top of the ramp to cover the passage inside the base. Because of this roof, it will be impossible to get inside, which will make it more difficult for your enemies. By the way, it's impossible to put a box or sleeping bag on this roof from below, but if you climb to the top, you can easily place several large boxes and a sleeping bag from here. This will help you save a lot of space inside your base and add some storage space. You can attach small signs to the window bars to make it harder to hit you from the outside. Plus, it's much easier and cheaper than doing pixel gaps or building some complicated shooting floors. If you need to build your base quickly, keep the resource you're upgrading to and put away the rest. When going for the first upgrade, press and hold left click down when selecting the material. With the left click held down, go around and right click on all the pieces you want to upgrade. This will allow you to upgrade your base almost instantly. You can hide the gun trap behind a twig wall and a twig wall behind wallpaper inside your base. It's a very cheap and simple but unexpected trap. Here's another way to hide the gun trap. You won't be able to see it from above, but once you jump down, you're done. Build a wall and put a roof in front of it. After that, half of the wall will disappear, allowing you to attach the gun trap to the far wall so that it sticks out. Now, if you remove the roof and cover everything with ceilings and walls, you will get the deadliest trap. If you get raided, you will definitely lose your workbench if enemies gain access to your TC. But if you attach a voice recorder under your workbench and hide it behind a small box, it will be impossible to pick up this workbench with a hammer, even if your enemies have access to your TC. If you place the foundation over the bushes near Oasis, they won't disappear. This means you can bring back the good old trap with a turret in the bushes, and that turret will be hard to see, especially from far away. If you didn't place the TC as close to the back walls as possible, and now you can't build a shelf because of that, instead of spending a bunch of time to break the TC, you can simply rotate it. In this case, its texture will become smaller, and you can build the shelf as usual. Also, if you rotate the walls, they will take up less space, which will allow you to place boxes inside the base more easily. You can place a large wall over the foundation, which can be very useful when building a gatehouse. If you know someone is waiting for you near your door, just attach some wooden signs to the doorway. This will allow you to open the door safely, because the signs will block the passage. If you don't have any wood to craft signs, you can use rocks, or any unnecessary components if you have them. You can hide the wires completely inside your base. To do this, hold down the Shift key and scroll the mouse wheel down. As you can see, the wire is now hidden under the foundation, making it completely invisible. If you attach a large sign to a wooden or a stone wall, it will be impossible to attach a ladder to this wall. You can also place some items on top of the stone wall, such as furnace, a gun trap or a small box. This is the anti-door camper system that every player needs in their base. It works with a single button, siren light and footstep sensor, and doesn't require electricity. If someone is outside your door, the siren will turn on after you press the button. To make this system, place the sensor in the corner of your airlock as far away as possible. Next, place a button and a siren light inside your base. Connect the button to the sensor and the sensor to the siren. And that's it. Now you can go outside without worrying about door campers. You can place small boxes on top of the vending machines if you don't have a lot of space in the loot room. You can fit an oil refinery inside the regular 2x1. To do this, find the flat surface, remove one of the foundations and put an oil refinery in its place. It will be impossible to see from the outside that there is no foundation, so you'll be safe. You can easily steal loot from a vending machine bunker without having access to the TC, using just a bicycle. All you have to do is just ride your bike between the vending machine and the wall, and you can open it without spending any explosives or having access to the TC. And to get this bike to the roof, just use a scrap heli. If you place a computer station next to the rock, open an oil rig camera and then exit it, you can see what your enemy's base looks like from the inside. If you need to go down a tunnel and you don't have a torch, you can use the building plan. Just select the roof and you'll be able to see the edges of the tunnel, allowing you to run in the right direction. If you want to make a cargo protection a little easier, you can use some ladders. All you need to do is climb out using the ladder at the bottom, close the door and attach your ladder to the top. And repeat the same with other entrances. Now your ladder will block the entrance, making it impossible to get in until your enemy breaks the ladder. You can fish right in the bandit camp in complete safety. Of course, you won't be able to catch a shark here, but you can still get some scrap by trading this fish in the fishing village. If you don't want to use a red card every time you get to the launch site, you can use a regular bike. If you leave it in the right place in the room on the right, you'll be able to get on the bike through the window while outside. To do this, go inside the launch site through the back entrance. There should be a blue container on the right side. Next, get on the bike and ride it into the room on the right. Here you need to pick up speed and drive on the ledge as high as possible so that your front wheel touches the window. And that's it. Now you can easily get on this bike from the outside. You can steal loot from a recycler through a window in the mining outpost. You can make the boat completely silent. To do this, instead of holding down W button, just tap it over and over again. In this case, you'll be able to drive at high speed, completely silently. If you want to sneak up on someone on the beach, instead of pressing Ctrl, just jump. Jumping on the beach is completely silent, so you can move quickly and quietly. Holding Shift and have a loot will change skin for everything in your inventory to the last skin you used. You can ping different objects directly from the drone, and other members of your team will also see these tags. Just imagine how you can control the recycler using this trick, because it's practically a legal wall hack. And this trick helped me piss off a clan that was getting in my way. Obviously, you can't raid a huge clan alone, but you can annoy them by reducing FPS on the entire server. To do this, you need to put a bunch of kayaks on the water in one place. Because of the waves, the physics will break and the game will stutter as well as the server itself. And this trick will save you a lot of time after you've climbed onto the roof of the launch site. If you go to the building at the back right of the launch site, jump and bump into the wall as I show you, you can go down in a few seconds without taking any fall damage. The same trick can be applied on the sphere. First you have to find the beam on the side, get full speed, jump down and touch the tank from below. As you can see, I took no damage. If you place a can alarm inside your base and run the wire outside through the doorway, every time someone walks by your door, you'll hear it immediately. And best of all, when you close the door, the wire doesn't disappear and is practically invisible. If you want to check if there is someone in the red room on the large oil rig, you can do it from below by jumping on this barrel. From here you can see through the floor to almost the entire red room and even the crate itself, giving you the information you need and a huge advantage over your enemies. Binoculars are a very useful item. Not only you can check from afar what's going on at the oil rig or other monuments, but you can also see other players underwater. Bicycles are designed to protect you from a fall from any height. For example, you can use a bicycle to get inside the cave without using the elevator. The key is to do it slowly, so you don't get thrown off the bike. If you found a horse right after the wipe and you want to save it, place the shelter as high as possible and drive your horse inside. Usually only the head will go in, but that will be enough. After you close the door, the horse will be stuck inside. As long as the door is closed, the horse cannot be used. As you know, 556 ammo is a tier 2 blueprint, but you can save 500 scrap just by crafting the mixing table on the first workbench, and now you can make 556 ammo in it without a second workbench. You can put 2 workbenches next to the door on the tugboat to create an airlock and add some extra protection. Also, you can put the racks on the windows, so if anyone tries to look into your tugboat, they can't see anything. If you are out of fuel, you can place 2 bear racks just like this, and you'll be able to push the tugboat. You'll be moving pretty slow, but it's better than nothing. Did you know that you can actually see through a double doors in Rust? On the sides of any double doors, there's a gap through which you can easily see what's inside. If you're ever flying a minicopter around the map and you need to land quickly, one thing you can do is to crash into a chain link fences around the map. For some reason, crashing into fences won't damage your copter. By changing just one setting in the game's options, you can see through the ceiling of the supermarket. Go to graphic settings and change the object quality to 0. As you can see, the glass texture is now transparent, which will give you a huge advantage over other players, because you'll be able to see them through the ceiling. Also, at a small oil rig, you can find walls just like this one, and if you change your object quality to 0, you can see and shoot right through them. The next setting is max shadow lights. As you can see, having max shadow light set to 0 can help you see things in the dark. And the next setting you're gonna want to change is max gaps. The higher this setting is, the more debris you'll see when you break in building objects, so you should set it to 0. The next setting you need to change is grass displacement, as when it turns on, it's way easier to see dropped weapons on the floor. When it rains, you can't hear anything. To fix that, go to settings, then to audio, and go over the speaker config. Change it to mono, and then change it back to whatever it was. This will disable all ambient sounds in the game, including the rain sound. With this bind, you can make the game more convenient. I'll leave this comment in the comments below, so you can just copy it. Now when you press one button, you can change your hands from left to right, which will help you if you are picking from the corner, for example, to give you a better view. Sometimes, upgrading your base may not go as smoothly as you would like it to go. For example, I can easily reach the walls on the sides of the TC, but I can't reach the ceiling or foundation in this triangle. To fix this, just press F1 and write client.lookatradius 0.01 in the console. Now you can easily reach both the foundation and the ceiling to upgrade them. If you don't like the red color that indicates the building zone, you can easily change it. To do this, press Escape, go to Options and open Accessibility tab. Here you need to find this setting and change its color to blue, pink or yellow. If you're ever farming trees at night, it can be quite hard to see the red X. One thing that you can do is change the tree marker color from red to orange, and as you can see, the X is way easier to see. If you throw a stone axe at a teammate's head, you won't be able to damage him while you're shooting the X. If you've been afraid to use the recycle on the launch side, I'll show you how to do it safely. All you need for this is barricades. Just place them on this ledge and they will stick to it. Whenever you use the night vision goggles, there's always this annoying sound. To get rid of it, all you have to do is use any emotion, and just like that, the sound is gone. Barricades can be placed directly from inside the car, without having to go outside. On the small oil rig from this spot, you can throw a Molotov as I show, and it will burn through the ceiling, and it does a lot of damage, so it will be very difficult to react. You can use a torch or a fire arrow to see other players through the smoke. If you ever need to hide a bunch of loot really quickly, one thing you can do is place a small box inside of a node, and then you can hide your loot in it. As long as no one breaks this node, your loot should be safe. And if you have a backpack, you can just drop it on the ground and cover it with a foundation. Now let me show you some console commands that will definitely improve your game and give you a huge advantage over other players. The first command will allow you to see everything that happens around you after you die. If you type kill into the console after using this command, you can press escape and see everything that's going on around you in real time. Every time you use the binoculars, you get a black screen around the lenses, which is really annoying. But if you use this command, magic happens. By the way, I'll leave all the comments in the comments below, so you can just copy them. The next command is even more helpful, as it removes the black overlay around the edges of the heavy helmet. And the final command also removes the overlay, but this time for all scopes. You can stop any train with a few barricades. Using this method, you can make an unexpected trap. Here are a few red spots near the recycler to surprise your enemies. In mining outpost, run to the forklift and hide behind it. As soon as you hear the recycler, take a compound boat and pick to the left. This will be the easiest frag in your life. In satellite dish, jump on top of this brown box next to the recycler, fall into this gap and look down. As you can see, it's impossible to spot you from the outside. Now let's move to the gas station. Go to the back of the store, climb up the ladder and head to this corner. Next, fall directly into this bush on top of the fence. From here you can control the main entrance to the recycler while being almost impossible to spot. The next one is my favorite monument. It's a lighthouse. Here you'll need a compound bow again. What you need to do is hide behind this box, and anyone who jumps in here will most likely not be able to see you, especially if you don't have anything on your back. And finally, there is a very cool spot on the harbor, from where you can control the entire monument. You need to find this building. On the left side, you will see tires. Jump on them and ask your teammate to stand next to the wall, so you can jump on the roof. From here you have a view of the entire monument, including the recycler, which is right below you. What was the most helpful tip in this video? Write about it in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button. And here, 15 Rust tips and tricks that every player needs to know.